Hey guys, Rick here, and I'm back again for another Honest Thoughts. I'm here to give you my honest review on Shazam. I was able to see the movie 2 weeks early, along with many other people, thanks to Fandango, who did a fan-exclusive screening today. So, thank you to Fandango, first of all, for allowing me and many others to see this film. I have been hyped about this movie ever since it was announced and ever since I saw the first trailer. I was sold on it. I was sold on Zachary Levi playing the character, and because he's awesome. And I've been looking forward to this film. I've been saying for months how I think this is going to be the best DCEU film. This is probably going to be everyone's favorite DCEU film. Well, okay, if you like Aquaman and Wonder Woman, then that's your choice. But was I right? Well, the answer is yes. I think I was right. I love this film. To say it was phenomenal and it was just full of heart and charm would be a complete understatement. I am so excited that I saw it, I can barely talk right now. But I am going to give you guys my best review on it. So overall, did it succeed? As I said, yes. If you are a comic book fan, a fan of the character, you like these type of films, or you just overall want to take your family to see a good film, this is it. It had great acting, great writing, great everything. And all of that is thanks to the director David Steinberg, who has directed some great films in the past. And I gotta say, I was excited to see how he would handle this movie. And much like James Wan, he did it better than I could have ever imagined, but I think the script was more better in this than it was in that, and it allowed David to really push the limit here. First off, yes, you've heard this so many times, so I'm going to say it one last time. Zachary Levi as Shazam, or Captain Sparklefingers, or the former Captain Marvel, whatever you want to call him, he was fan-frickin-tastic. He embodied this role as a kid very well than I think we all could give him credit for, because you guys gotta remember, he's a middle-aged man playing this character, and I liked it. He sounded like a kid, he had the excitement of a kid. He had some great comedic moments like he always does, and I overall just saw him as Shazam. He was Shazam to me. In my opinion, I think he was born to play this character. Much like how Gal Gadot was born to play Wonder Woman, Jason Momoa was born to play Aquaman, and Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans were born to play their respective roles. He definitely just knocked it out of the park, and he got some great screen time. And I would say I want more of him, like in the sequel, but that's just me. I'm a little selfish. Angel Asher did fantastic as well. I think his Billy Batson was relatable, was obviously going through his own obstacles. He wasn't just, unlike in the New 52, which this does mostly borrow from, it's kind of a little bit of an adaptation, but not really, because it does change things. Unlike there, he wasn't a dick for the sake of being a dick. No, Billy still had those Billy moments that we loved. He does say, holy moly, like 3 times, and he also is not so much running away because he doesn't care, he just wants to be with his real family, but he also has to accept these powers and this responsibility, and it's about him being a better person, but also accepting his new family. And I know that sounds cheesy, but Angel captured it, and him and Zachary look so much alike. I could swear that everything Zachary was saying was coming out of Angel's mouth. That's how great their performances was. Jake Dylan, fantastic as Freddie Freeman. I really enjoyed his performance. Yes, he's gonna be the main highlights of this film, much like how he was in It. And I think this kid's got a great future. Much like Miles, Bobby Brown, they both are great. So I'm excited to see where he goes from here. The other characters, I can't get into spoilers, but I will say, yes, the Shazam family is in here, but I won't spoil what happens unless you've read the Shazam book by Jeff Johns. Then you do know what happens. But here, they were fantastic. Each actor gave a great performance, made me believing that they were these characters, and I am so excited to see them in future movies. So yes, this is great. The main villain, Dr. Sivana, I think he was the best DCEU villain we've had in a very, very long time. Not to take anything away from Ocean Master, he was definitely good in his own right, and if it wasn't for Patrick Wilson, that role may have been the Mr. Freeze of the Aquaman film, so thank God he was able to turn in a great performance in that. But Dr. Sivana in this, he's much like the Vulture. He's not Thanos level, but he actually has a motivation, he has depth to him, and he's not just a mustache-twirling villain like he was in the comics. He's not just a wacky little scientist who wants to defeat the big red cheese with his kids. No, they gave him a clear purpose, and I very much felt like he and Billy were on two sides of the same coin. So they really did a great job developing him. Mark Strong was perfect. He always has done great as the villains, such as in Sherlock Holmes, Kick-Ass, and if you want to count Green Lantern. But overall, he was amazing and brought a great level of excitement and fun to playing this villain. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where he goes from here. The writing and the overall script was pretty damn flawless, I must say. There were some pacing issues, but it's a comic book film. You expect that from a 2-hour movie. But overall, I say everything just was fantastic. The beats were hit hard. The comedy was genuine and not forced. And must I say anything more about the emotional and the action moments, because those got me hard. Especially the action, because you guys gotta remember, this is the cheapest DCEU film we've seen on a $90 million budget, but that's the thing, it doesn't look cheap. It may have its moments of, yeah, you can clearly tell that would have been better if it had a bigger budget, but either way, it takes advantage of it and it being so tightened. So I really liked how they were able to mix practicality with just overall CGI elements. So the script really delivered on that front, and I gotta say, this is my favorite script of the DCEU films. I really enjoyed it, how it was, one, it was simple. Unlike Aquaman, which was all over the place with all these different stories, Shazam keeps it short and simple. You know what Billy's goal is, you know what Dr. Sivana wants, you know everything. So I really liked how it captured its simplicity. And the last thing I want to talk about is the music. Most superhero soundtracks these days kind of have wallpaper music. Every sound and song just feels the same. So it's hard for me to really imagine that moment in my head when I'm listening to the music. Here, on the other hand, you can clearly tell that they were inspired by the John Williams Superman theme. It doesn't steal anything from that, unlike Justice League, but it definitely has a familiar style, and I like that. There's a moment where Shazam, Billy, learns how to fly, and the way it's scored, and the way it's captured and whimsically, it felt like when Superman first learned how to fly, or when Hook first remembered he could fly. It's very much like that. Oh, I'm sorry, Peter Pan, idiot. So, yeah, it definitely has a 70s to 90s cheesiness with its soundtrack, but that's not bad, because I enjoyed the soundtrack, and I want to listen to it again. I think it had so much great character that I really want superhero films to learn from this and into the Spider-Verse. If your soundtrack doesn't have a great character, then you're doing it all wrong. So, yeah, overall, the other thing I want to mention is the third act, because, yeah, the third act in the DCEU films has kind of been a little bit of a mess. But here, I think they nailed it. They reinvented it, because just when you think you know where this is going, it immediately pulls the rug out from under you, and you're surprised. You're like, whoa! You don't see it coming. I was generally surprised on how amazing this third act was. I would say that, for the most part, this movie's first 3 acts are on point, and I love it. I really do not envy them for trying to top this in a future sequel, but we'll see how that goes. So yes, guys, overall, this film had everything nailed down perfectly. You guys are going to love it, and I'm happy and excited to see where it goes from here. With the 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's definitely going to make back its budget in its first week. It will pretty much be profitable. It will. I can guarantee you that. Before Avengers Endgame even comes out, it will be profitable. So definitely go see it if you can. So with all that being said, guys, I'm going to give this film an A. I wanted to give it an A+, but that may be a little bit biased of me, so I want to try and keep my professionalism a little bit intact, but the fan inside of me does give it an A+, even though the critic inside me has to give it an A. So, yes, easily my favorite DC film since Lego Batman, since Mask of the Phantasm, and the Richard Donner Superman films, and even Batman Begins, and this film was just freaking phenomenal. It's an instant classic, and I think it deserves all of the praise it's gonna get. So yes, but to answer one last question, was this the superior Captain Marvel film? Yeah, kind of. I don't want anyone to take that out of context. Like, look, just because I thought Captain Marvel was okay does not take anything away from that film. I just think this is what that should have been. But it's okay because I kind of enjoyed Captain Marvel, but I loved this. So if you like this more than Captain Marvel, that's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion. But if you don't like Shazam and you prefer Captain Marvel, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Please try and keep it civil, guys. Do not pit these actors against each other. Don't even pit... I know it's unavoidable to pit these films against each other, but just remember, they're two different comic book movies. They're not the same one, so I just want that to be known. And, yeah. And no, before future people dislike this video, no, I am not saying that because I'm a white guy. I'm Hispanic, or of Hispanic heritage, so... But either way, this film and that, they're for everybody, so go out and watch them, please. So yeah, guys, that was my review. I really had fun with this film, if you can tell. I had a smile on my face. I could not stop laughing. I couldn't even stop crying, because I've been waiting all of my life for this film, and I finally got it, and I'm happy that I got it, and I can't thank the cast and crew enough. As a huge Shazam fan, I'm gonna watch this more and more times. I'm gonna watch the crap out of it. So, yeah. It's my favorite. Don't judge me. But with all that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this review, then please hit that like button. And if you are new to my channel, then please hit that subscribe button. I love to have you. And if you want to stay around to see all of my future videos drop, then the best thing you can do is hit that little bell notification bar to be notified when they go live. And let's not stop the discussion. Let's keep it going in the comments below. Sorry, stuttering problem. Did you enjoy this film? If you've seen it already, if you haven't, are you excited now? Whatever you think, comment down below, let me know. But also, keep it civil. Please, no flame wars in my comments. I want to make that clear. So with all that being said, guys, thank you so much. And I hope you enjoyed this. And I'll see you for the next one. Bye, everybody.